In the remote, deep mountains of the Sorina Range in southern Siberia, a secret has lain hidden for thousands of years. In the remote wilderness of Sa-Soy, hidden from the prying eyes of the civilized world, an important discovery was made. This discovery will challenge humanity's fundamental understanding of its own history. In 2013, a team of nearly 19 researchers led by Zelzi Sidorov began an expedition in the Gunaya Soria mountain range area, which sits over 1,000 meters above sea level. Located in a remote region of Russia, this area was once inaccessible and strictly guarded by Soviet-era checkpoints. The expedition was launched after receiving intriguing reports about the appearance of numerous unusual ancient artifacts in the Sa-Soy area. Upon arriving at the meeting point, the entire research team was stunned by the sight before them. It looms like a colossal, enigmatic monolith, so immense that it defies even the records of human history. The ancient Gunaya Soria stone blocks, as their name suggests, are massive granite-like boulders, characterized by their flat surfaces and sharp right angles. Even more shocking is that these stones have an estimated weight of over 3,000 tons. The Goyana Soria megalith will become the largest megalithic structure ever discovered by humans in history. The arrangement of the granite blocks reveals an intentional design, an architectural endeavor to transcend the boundaries of ordinary natural forms. These objects were carefully stacked on top of each other, forming a structure about 40 meters high. The incredibly tiny size of these stones immediately raises a puzzling question. How could such massive stone blocks be carved, transported, and stacked in such a rugged and challenging landscape? According to Sidorov's records, these architectural structures are approximately 100,000 years old. This is a milestone that pushes back the boundaries of architectural achievements humanity has known for tens of thousands of years. Not only is this revelation surprising, but it's also groundbreaking. This passage reveals that since ancient times, there existed a civilization with advanced knowledge and technology, far older than what human history commonly acknowledges. Zelzi Sidorov and his group were utterly astonished by the colossal scale of the structure. The discovery of such a relic holds immense significance. A relic buried for thousands of years, a silent witness to the passage of time. And perhaps also the revival and the tools of a civilization never before known. Sidorov's profound and meticulous notes will play a crucial role in unraveling the mysteries of this place. The massive granite blocks were carefully stacked on top of each other, forming a sturdy polygonal wall, revealing a level of architectural sophistication far beyond the imagination of that era. Sidorov noted that this structure shares similarities with other ancient megalithic architectures. For example, Stonehenge or the Egyptian pyramids, yet it still retains its own unique distinctive features. T just revolve around scale, but also involves the mysteries surrounding the system. The scale of the structure recorded by Sidorov is truly astonishing. The wall you mentioned is approximately 210 meters long, with each individual stone block measuring about 20 meters in length and ranging from 5 to 7 meters in height. These numbers are not just dry figures, they are proof of humanity's extraordinary efforts. An achievement once deemed unattainable due to the technological limitations of that era. Sidorov and the research team considered various hypotheses to explain the origin of this structure. A widely held hypothesis suggests that this is the creation of an ancient civilization. A civilization possessing technology and wisdom far beyond what we once considered the limits of human capability. This raises many questions about the capabilities of ancient civilizations, as well as the possibility of a mysterious advanced society existing in the past, but somehow got lost in the flow of time. The mystery deepened when Sidorov reported that some of the stones had round holes, appearing as if they were made with perfect precision. It's astonishing that traces of melting are still visible on the rock. In some places, it appears that the stones had been melted, hollowed out, or reshaped. Sidorov concluded that this melting phenomenon occurred due to certain ancient rock compounds formed on the wall. He also mentioned the risk of an extremely large thermonuclear explosion or similar catastrophic disasters. Scattered around the area were massive boulders, looking as if they had been flung outward by an immense force. These things only raise more questions about the true purpose of the structure and the fate of those who built it. The complexity of this area is further highlighted by Sidorov's description of the expansion projects in the Langkan region. He described a peculiar architectural structure in the Sieg-Lobian style, with massive upright stone blocks firmly anchored on a colossal foundation. Moreover, Sidoro recounted that during the expedition, they witnessed strange phenomena that defied all explanation. The group's compass was behaving abnormally, veering off inexplicably when near the megaliths. This phenomenon leads people to hypothesize the existence of a negative electronic field in the area, possibly a residual feedback from some ancient form of energy field. This anomalous geomagnetic phenomenon occurs not only in Konaya Soria but has also been recorded in many other ancient regions around the world. This often leads to debates about whether ancient civilizations had a profound understanding of Earth's magnetic field, and the ability to control or harness these forces in ways that modern science still cannot explain. Unfortunately, the increasingly worsening weather hindered Sidoro and the expedition team from exploring further. However, the collected materials have provided profound and invaluable insights into the architecture and scale of the relic. As the team moved forward, the mysterious atmosphere grew even thicker, due to the colossal size and inexplicable origin of the monolith known as Konaya Soria. That is a riddle that remains unanswered to this day. However, the pressing question is whether these architectural structures were truly built by humans or merely products of nature. How could such an advanced civilization flourish in such a remote place? A land renowned for its harsh climate and bitterly cold winters. What drove them to settle down in such a challenging environment? Wouldn't it be easier if they migrated south, to warmer lands, and settled there permanently? During the peak of the last ice age, approximately 20,000 years ago, Siberia and much of the northern hemisphere underwent a dramatic climate shift. However, despite the colder climate and the expanding ice and snow, the living conditions in Siberia are somewhat more favorable compared to Europe and North America. In contrast to North America and Northern Europe, regions entirely covered by vast ice sheets, Siberia remained unaffected by this phenomenon. This area is primarily characterized by tundra steppe, a vast biome with dry and cold conditions, yet abundant growth of grasses and herbaceous plants. This unique ecosystem is home to many large animal species, including mammoths, bison, woolly rhinos, and other giant herbivores. Like the foxes that had chased them as prey, this diverse environment provides abundant resources for human life, supplying both food and essential materials for survival. Archaeological findings such as tools and artifacts have demonstrated that there were communities of people who once lived in Siberia during the Ice Age. The most fascinating aspect of these discoveries is when Russian scientists found a site dating back to the last Ice Age, the dwelling place of ancient hunters. Here, many stone tools, weapons made from ivory, and severed mammoth bone fragments are preserved. Bison, bears, lions, and hares, all were animals that hunters might encounter during that ice age. Apply the dating method to measure the carbon ratio. The researchers determined that these artifacts had been preserved at that site for approximately 30,000 years. It will be twice the size of the Monte Verde archaeological site in Chile, the place that preserves the traces of the oldest human community ever discovered in the Americas. Donan Grayson, an anthropologist at the University of Washington in Seattle, stated that this discovery holds immense significance because it appeared much earlier than any verified evidence of human existence in the icy lands of Siberia. Conversely, much of northern Europe was covered by dense ice sheets, rendering vast regions uninhabitable. The snow and ice significantly hindered human movement and depleted available resources. Residential areas in Europe are mainly concentrated in the southern regions, where the climate, though not extremely harsh, still faces cold weather conditions. These areas once served as shelters for both humans and animals, but the resources here were scarce compared to the vast and fertile steppes of Siberia. In this case, if the massive stone blocks in Siberia were indeed erected during the Ice Age, it proves that their builders belonged to an advanced social community, not just adapting but thriving in the frigid climate. The abundance of resources in the tundra steppe region will help sustain a larger population, enabling the people to participate in key construction projects. The discovery of the megalithic stones of Naya Zoria has sparked interest in alternative historical hypotheses. Some scholars hypothesize that there once existed a pre-flood civilization. Before a catastrophic disaster wiped out much of humanity's early history, there existed an incredibly complex society. This theory aligns with myths and legends from around the world, which often speak of advanced civilizations that mysteriously vanished. The interesting thing is that the Ko-Naya Zoria site, despite its significant historical meaning and great archaeological potential, nor has it been the focus of any dedicated research or thorough investigation. The decision not to continue exploring such a promising site raised many questions, while adding yet another layer of mystery to the already enigmatic stones. The official stance of the Russian Federation on these megalithic structures is that they are entirely natural formations. However, if not thoroughly and carefully inspected and surveyed, how can we definitively assert that the massive stones with anomalous structures were entirely formed by natural geological processes? Many observers suspect that these stones are the product of nature, as their precise angles and perfect arrangement are seen as evidence. They noticed that this site bears many similarities to other megalithic structures around the world, undoubtedly the product of human craftsmanship. These massive megalithic rocks could be the remnants of a vanished civilization. A forgotten chapter in human history cannot be entirely erased without a thorough investigation. A properly conducted excavation can reveal much about the origin and purpose of these stones. Are these choices related to the activities of ancient people, or are they merely strange yet entirely natural geological formations? Moreover, if proven to be man-made, such a discovery would hold immense significance. This discovery could rewrite part of human history, unveiling new insights into the capabilities and expansion processes of ancient civilizations. This could challenge our understanding of the technological capabilities and architectural knowledge of ancient people, and bring a fresh perspective to the ancient world. And you, do you believe this place was naturally formed by the forces of nature, or is it the work of some long-forgotten advanced ancient civilization?